What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your boy, Curt Still. Today is Monday, March 28th, 2022. On deck for the show, we give you that latest and greatest Detroit Lions news and rumors. Jarrad Davis and a return surprise signing, a pre-draft visit by one of the top-rated cornerback prospects going out right now. And finally, we take a look at a potential trade that will bring us a top-tier wide receiver. But before we get into all that news, let me bring in the crew. First up, man. Now, this dude, what he do is he protect his at all costs, man. Y'all know who he is. The ladies' pet, the men's regret. You ain't seen nothing yet. My man, LL Cool. Thomas, what's up, my guy?
What's up, Proud Nation, and good morning.
All right, and y'all know him, man. He is the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan, Mr. 8 Mile Freestyle himself. Who?
Coach Jones. Who's Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fan?
Let's get this thing started
Right now.
Let go.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let them know how we starting this one off, Curt.
All right, man. On Friday, not too long after, Free for All Friday is Friday, then wrapped up. Adam Schefter from ESPN tweeted out that former Detroit Lion Jarrad Davis was returning on a one-year deal. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was taking a nap because shit, I'm getting old. And as you know, I had to take me a nap after the show. And it was a, why would this happen type of moment? Like, I was kind of like that Tony Baker, like, what in the haberdasheries and hemoglobins is going on here? And I look back and remember that Davis was, Dan Campbell was really excited that Dan Campbell was really excited about Jarrad Davis, right? He was like, man, I'm looking at this guy. And that was one of the first guys that he talked about in his opening presser was Jarrad Davis. But y'all know Jarrad Davis said, hey, man, I got this big payday out here in New York. So he went to the Jets on that one-year deal. Man, he was plagued again with an ankle injury. So Davis only played 9 games and had 25 tackles last season. At his press conference coming back to Detroit, Davis spoke about missing to play in the place that helped raise him. JD sent a quick jab towards former coach Fat Tricia, insinuating that there was little camaraderie in the Lions locker room when he left. It is interesting to think about how Davis will be used by Aaron Glenn and his staff, and will he be used properly in this defense? Now, that was one of the biggest things about the last regime was using players properly in their scheme, and we all know that plenty of players in that scheme were not used properly. They were out of position, and what worked and the success that he had as a rookie was not transferring over with Patricia because he was just using them wrong. I mean, you had Jarrad Davis even volunteering to be on special teams just to get on the field his final year in Detroit. So what do you guys think about Jarrad Davis coming back to the Lions?
You know what? I was one of the biggest critical people of Jarrad Davis or Jarrad Davis, however you want to say it. That's still up to speculation to me. But you know what? His rookie season, as you said, Curt, he was like promising. You're like, okay, yeah, as soon as he learned the game, he gonna be good. Right. And then in comes Fatty Patty, and it just messed it all up. He looked confused out there, but it wasn't just him; it was his own people he brought in from the Patriots regime that was looking confused out there. So, there's one thing that I will say about Jarrad Davis is when he was in his pressers and his interviews and things like that, before he left, he sounded slow. Like he was trying to find his tongue. He couldn't really put everything together quickly. I'm telling you right now, that boy in that presser came back from New York. He like, yeah, so what happened was when I was over here, you know what I'm saying? Then when I went over there, I was like, Jarrad Davis, you speaking 4 sentences? I'm like, okay. So he, you could tell. I'm saying, but he could tell he's more together. he's happier. Like he just look happy and he just want to come back. And I think he's excited about Kelvin Shepherd and just learning the game the right way and having somebody teach him the game instead of somebody tell him the game. So I mean, Jarrad is up in the air whether he'll make that transition. You know, he is still young, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
What you got,
Yeah, it may be up in the air if he actually makes the roster at the end of the when it's all said and done too. I whatever I don't not like the move, and I think it may be good for him. I got trust in AG and those guys, so I feel like he'd be in the right positions or in better positions to make better plays here with us, especially this time around. So welcome back. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk to some guys that I did the Twitter space. Where you kind of get that group. It's like a group chat on Twitter. And we had a long discussion about this Friday night when we were talking about Jarrad Davis coming back and putting him back with his former teammate on the Lions, which is not his position coach,
Right.
Kelvin Shepherd, and then his teammate at Florida, and Alex Anzalone. That familiarity that they have together could do wonders for him. And I like the fact that Dan Campbell, he could be a Dan Campbell guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he plays downhill. He plays with his hair on fire, and that's what they need in the linebackers. We don't have one of those linebackers right now on the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the infancy of Derek Barnes. He's still young in his process, so we need that dog downhill type of dude. We don't need Jarrad Davis in coverage because that ain't what he's doing. You know, we need him attacking the run and attacking the quarterback. And I think if they can get the best out of him in those type of scenarios, I don't think he'll be an every down player. I think he's coming in for the situational, maybe pass rush or some of the things. He may be a 2 to 3 down player. I don't think he's one of those guys that will play, in every situation. I think he'll have limited snaps. I think it's an opportunity where we can limit snaps to keep him healthy, to keep those ankles fresh, and to keep him, off the injured list. So I think that he has the potential to do good in Detroit. Am I like, oh yeah, man, Jarrad Davis is coming here to save the world? Hell no. Nah. But do I think he can come in and make a difference? Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm just saying, you got to be real with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what you're getting. Last year, he was injured again. He only played 9 games. Right. So, and were they using him correctly up there in New York? Because you look at he was playing up there with CJ Mosley. That's the role that he type of plays. So you can't look at that and say that was, maybe the best opportunity. I think he took a larger payday when he left Detroit because he wasn't going to get that contract from Brad Holmes and those guys. He was going to come back on a prove-it deal as well. Well, guess what? He got his prove-it deal in Detroit because he came back a year later and gets a prove-it deal. So good luck to JD coming back to Detroit. And I hope it works out because what he can do is he can push the younger players, and the competition for that starting spot. He can push, some of his, former teammate, his Alex Anzalone, he can push him for his spot, whatever. But Anzalone should be playing coverage anyway, so we can talk about him. But anyways, after all that being said, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. Hey, do us a favor. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and be a part of the Prowl Nation family and get on this march with us to 4,000 subscribers. So get on the bus, Gus. Get on this train, Wayne. Get on a ride, Clyde, and be a part of the Prowl Nation family. Now, the family discussion topic for today, because we got to ask it now. What do you think of Jarrad Davis' return to Detroit? So just let us know what you think in the comments down below. And we do it. We read 6 of those things for the comics and put them on the comment cards for the next show. Now it's time for my man. You know who he is. The ladies love him, man. We got a special visit coming up here for our young player. What you got, LL?
Well, that special player that we're speaking about is Ahmad Sauce Gardner, the cornerback out of Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. So have we set up? We're setting it up, but we already had the.
He'll be on a pre-job visit. No, he's not yet.
Okay,
not yet.
Well, he'll be in here pretty soon. Measurables, he goes 6'3", 190 pounds, something around there. He's supposed to be a prototypical press corner. That's everything that's coming out about him. This is the best press corner in this year's draft. There's a lot of good information out there about this guy. He ran a 4.4 or something like that. I believe one of his runs was even clocked at a 4.3 unofficially or something like that. But he even has that at least the speed in the 40-yard dash and things like that. He's shown that he has put lots and lots of good tape out there. And of course, me and Curt already said he's one of the higher value corners in this, one of these higher value prospects in this upcoming draft. So he is someone that the Lions are going to look at. I'm not so sure if he's a player that we should take, but I definitely don't mind us bringing him in for a workout and things like that. It's speculation he may stick around for us for that second pick. It's speculation that he'd be going in the top 15 pick. So I guess we'll see. But what do you guys think about Ahmad, Sauce Gardner, and a private workout?
I'm looking at it as in one of two ways. One, he is a person that you should look at because of the fact that the dude's a shutdown corner. I mean, the guy did not allow a touchdown his whole career in Cincinnati. Now, he playing in a smaller, he's not playing in a Power 5 conference, but the dude is good. I mean, you look at the tape, the guy can play. Yeah. He can ball. I mean, you know the deal. You know, some people say about the juice, but they say the sauce sticks. And if you get a guy, that sauce sticks. So, I mean, you can look at his tape and see how he sticks to receivers. So, you're looking at him. Is it a smoke screen? Can we get somebody, looking at him because somebody else may want to come up and grab him? Or is he one of the pieces that maybe, want to put it back in our secondary? Because, we need all the help we can get. I know we got some guys that played hard and they were young and things of that nature. I get all that. But, he's one of those dudes, man. Looking at him and we have a lot of corners. I mean, we got a ton of them, load of them, but he will bring a level of competition in Detroit in the back end of that secondary that will definitely ramp it up. So it will force some of those younger guys to play even harder if we did take them. But I think it's a kick the tires type of deal to see if we're able to trade back, and we're still in that where we having 2 picks within that 5 to 10 pick radius. That he may be that second pick and add him to the secondary. But I think it's a kick the tires for that trade back scenario. What you got, Coach Jones?
I'm not in favor of it just because you have to draft Gardner so high. I just don't feel that he's one of our top 3 needs. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why I'd be against it. I'm not against it from him as a player perspective because he's one of the top corners coming out, and he's good. But he's not a position of need. And if you go for value to need, he's not in the first 2 rounds. Maybe he's in that 3rd round with that second pick in the 3rd round, something like that. But he won't be there. So I'm just not in favor of grabbing him. But he is a tremendous player. Don't get me wrong. But it's just not something that we need right now. We got other concerns. So
LL looking like, what you talking about, Willis? He got that honor. What you talking about? Now here's my thing. Even though I've seen him doing his workout, he's running a little faster now. If you look at some of the workouts that Jeff Okudah is doing, the writing may be on the wall for that cat, and this may be one of those things that he switches to safety, or saying he's gone, and then you look at Amani Warrior. I mean, you think about this, right? So you have Amani Warrior on one side, then you have Sauce Gardner on the other side, and then you got Iffy in the slot, and then if you bring in that 4th corner, and you're looking at the dude we just signed, Mike Hughes. That's some talented cornerbacks in that cornerback room, and not to mention you still got Jerry Jacobs and you got AJ Parker, and both of those guys are coming off an injury. I'm not saying that's the guy we should take. Don't get me wrong, but I would say leave it open as an option. That's just me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I only did that because this is one of the guys who I believe would be available. Let's say if he does make it out the 1st round, this is one of the guys that'll be available when other people say we should take Desmond Ridder or somebody like that. That's my only beef with what you were saying, Mike. You was talking about getting him in the 3rd round. He ain't gonna be there, but some of the other guys that maybe we should take in the 3rd round, you suggest we can take a whole lot sooner.
He will be gone by pick 7. He'll be gone.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I'm like not in favor, because we got other pressing needs that we gotta still complete. You know what I'm saying? We still, so I'm just not in a position where like, oh, we need like a cornerback or something we need maybe in the back of the 2nd, 3rd round pick, or maybe even, later, a little bit later in the draft. That's just not in the
Yeah.
first three. Not in the first three.
I mean,
Hell to the no.
you look at what we're dealing with, you know, and you look how the coaching staff operates. They may see something that we're not seeing on the outside, where they're looking at changing guys up, moving them around, and you know, but it's just a visit. So you know, how many times we've had plenty of visits and dude be like, oh, you know, we ain't nowhere near drafting that dude. Like I said, it could be a smoke screen. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna visit AG's house and pull up on him in a minute. You talking that Sauce Gardner?
I mean, it ain't on him. You got to pull up on. You got to pull up on Brad Holmes. You know what I'm saying? You pull up on Dan Talica. I know one person you ain't gonna pull up on because she gonna pull up on your back is Sheila Hamp. All right. All right. Hey, if you want to check us out, go ahead and go over to Lions Nation Unite. It's a one-stop shop for a Lions fan. Like I said, it's the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fan. And follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. The links are on the screen right now. And just see some behind-the-scenes footage of what we do in our daily lives. You know, get a glimpse of who we are. You know, I know we do it every Wednesday. We do our gold members meeting for the people on the Wall of Fame, but that's another way to get to know us a little bit as well. You know, come check out the family, the crews, you know, see how we hang out and see what we do in our off season, you know, and check out all the lovely ladies over there on LL's, you know, they're keeping him company over there on his page, you know, because, you know, the ladies love him. And if you want to get yourself some Prowl Nation gear, go over to lionsontheprowlshop.com. You know how we do it. We got the shirts over there. We got the hoodies over there, leggings, anything you want that for Prowl Nation, we got over there at lionsontheprowlshop.com. And if you getting some gear, go to fanatics.com. I got this Fanatic shirt on today. You know, it's a Fanatic brand shirt. They're having a great sale right now going on in the off season. You never know, you know, it may be some new unis coming out, so they may be getting rid of some stuff. So you can go ahead and get a good deal. The link's in the description below. And a small portion of those proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this channel. Now it is time for, man, I know that he always talks about all these doggone trades. So give me a potential trade partner for the Lions, my man, Coach Jones.
I don't really. Okay, I'm not gonna be negative. I'm not gonna start it off negative. Okay. People, you know, so FanSided had a trade. They had a trade with Seattle. The Lions getting the 9th overall pick from Seattle, but us also giving Seattle too many picks. For DK Metcalf, and it was an exchange of, I believe it was the 181 pick. I don't have it pulled up right now.
Yeah,
but it was 181 pick, and I'm just okay. I just think it's too many receivers in this draft to go after DK, to give up anything for a receiver. If we could straight sign a receiver, I'm cool. But for us giving up any picks to get a receiver, I'm not for. Especially DK Metcalf, when he plays, he's you know, he goes missing for a few games. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have a game where you're like, okay, and then 2 games you'd be like, man, where he been at for the last 2 games? So I'm just not in favor of wasting draft capital on a receiver, especially when this draft is so deep in receivers. It's so deep. So I'm not really feeling it. That 9th overall pick looked good, but then I believe we giving up number 2 overall pick in that whole scenario. So hell no, man. What the hell is going on? FanSided need to be smacked. What y'all think, man?
Hey, this smacking is in the news right now. Looking at that draft pick, looking at the possible potential draft trade, I wouldn't do it as well either. And I will say this, and the reason being is that if you look at where DK Metcalf is in his career, he's coming up on that 4th year where he's going to be wanting an extension. And the way that the Jacksonville Jaguars screwed up the wide receiver market with that Christian Kirk deal, the wide receiver market is on his head right now, and he's gonna want some big dollars to come to Detroit and play. And we just ain't in that position right now. We're not in it. We're just fixing our salary cap issues. We don't want to do it and mess it up for a guy like DK Metcalf. I'm not saying that he's not a good receiver, but he's a top tier, but he's not the top tier. So I would say he's tier 2. He's not a tier
Yes.
1 guy. He's a tier
Yes.
2 guy. But I'm not, and Christian Kirk is a tier 5 guy that got tier 1 money. I mean, to be honest with you. But you look at the wide receiver deals since that Christian Kirk deal, you look at what Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams and all those guys got. Man, it looked like we got DJ Chark for peanuts. We're gonna talk about him a little later. But I mean, I'm just saying, you look at that deal that Christian Kirk had, I'm like, come on, man. So I bet you, saying dollars of donuts that whoever signs DK Metcalf is going to be have to come out of pocket. They're going to have to, what they say, back up the truck for that cat. What you got, LL?
Yeah, and for all of those reasons that both of y'all said, I'm not really with that trade scenario. I did hear a couple of, I guess, better trade scenarios. Shout out to Smoke and Jeremy B. I was able to check out his podcast this weekend. Yes, I think it was with Seattle, but it was a much better deal. It was like they wanted number 2, we would get number 9, and basically like they just wanted to jump up to number 2, and they was giving up a bunch of picks. I think it was like 5 or 6 picks to jump up to number 2.
Yeah.
And I like that one much better than this one. I don't remember every part of that one though. But it's been some other interesting trades, rumors out there. Like one of them is that the Giants don't have enough money to pay 2 high draft picks. So they may want to get away from one or both of those and move back. It's some other, or it's one of either the Jets or the Giants don't have enough money to pay their picks. So they
I think it's the Giants.
Back.
The Jets got plenty of
paper. Okay, well, yeah, I guess the Giants. It was one with the Jets. I mean, with the Giants. It was one with the Jets, though. There was them giving up 4 and 10 to jump up to number 2 and stuff like that. So it's a bunch of rumors swirling around here. It's some much better situations, in my opinion, than that DK Metcalf one. And I don't really like DK Metcalf because I'm not really opposed to, boisterous wide receivers, but it's always a thin line, and I think DK is on the line of pouty. Like he get into his mood sometimes. And that's where you might could see what Coach Mike was saying. Like he may not give you as much on a game to game, and that may have something to do with the quarterback. Because as I always say, wide receiver is the most dependent position on the football field. Yeah. So I don't know. I said all that to say I don't want DK, and not to give up number 2 and giving them a whole bunch.
So he's saying he a habitual line stepper. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see that hair. Because he dyes his hair green right there in Seattle.
And pink and other
dye that hair
really
kind of a little blue with silver. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I think all of us are in agreement. Yeah, we'll. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, if you see us in the street, don't say nothing. Because guess what? You are not the second coming of this dude.
No,
and that too. That's another reason why I don't bring him here, because that's all they gonna ever say.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you can't catch passes from Russell Wilson, you think you're gonna catch passes from Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Oh, now you see the light.
Yeah.
Nah, there's a difference between Russell Wilson and Jared Goff. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I think yeah, I'm tripping, man. Hey, go ahead and like the video if you're checking out this content, man. You like it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Ring that notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. It's just fun to have that conversation about that trade, because I knew my man Coach Mike was gonna have his lips turned up about this one. Like, man, hell no. Now it's time to go to my favorite segment of the show. It's time for us to go ahead and zip our lip and see what you had to say about the last show. It's time for the comment cards, baby. All right, first up, we got my man King Estee says, Hughes and Board were decent depth signings, but I'm more excited to see what they do in the draft at this point. I think a lot of people are. Got to give Sheila credit. She seems to have a vision and is sticking to it. She also seems to have a good balance of so far of keeping tabs on what's happening with the team, but staying out of the way. That's what she said, man. She said she's not going to meddle. So, and we see a lot of those owners, you know what I'm saying, meddling all up in the business, you know what I'm saying, and especially for a team that's not winning.
Right. Thanks for that comment. Friends of the show, Mike and Chris G says, I like this signing because, and I guess they're speaking about Hughes.
Mike Hughes.
Yeah, I like this signing because we have a guy who can work magic in the secondary, RB Pleasant. Yeah, I'm with you, and the fact that I don't think Mike Hughes is going to be relied upon that heavily. He'll be a rotational cornerback. He won't be one of our starting, one or two. So, yeah, looking forward to that, I guess.
Thomas Goodrich says, very good show. Go Lions. Malik Willis, he behind the name. Need to get him. Malik Willis, look, if it's that high, I don't think so. But yeah, man. Malik Willis is worth looking at, but if you gotta trust your talent scouts. Brad Holmes has one of the best talent scout departments in the NFL. So if they decide, then I'm gonna be with it because they're not gonna pick nobody with a bad upside. So
yeah, stop that. All right. Next up, we got John Doe. We all know who this cat is because he's John Doe. He said, "No, I didn't believe you. Believe me coming to Detroit." Okay, I didn't believe me. You don't believe me coming to Detroit. It's really, really bad. We got the money, cut the capital pieces down. DK Metcalf, wild time, Super Bowl time on my man. Yeah, this is something we talked about. That kind of came across the wire before. We're not really a big fan of the DK Metcalf train here in Detroit. So, not at least not on this show. So,
No, thank you for that comment though. Nick Halen says, all I can say is look what we did with Josh Jacobs. They both have a better pedigree. I'm guessing he's meaning Jerry Jacobs, but yeah, I'm with you. And that's the reason why I got faith in what we got going on here, man. They've been plucking guys and finding them just about anywhere. So I expect them to continue on doing that.
Oh yeah. Chuck Forget. Okay. He says, "Hey guys, after months of waiting, finally have internet. Trust everyone as well. Sure, miss what's been going on. Stay well. Hey, we're glad you're back, Chuck. We're glad you're back, man."
Yeah, thanks for coming back, Chuck Forget.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for not forgetting about us. Aha. But that's it for the comment cards. Thank everybody who left those comments, of course, throughout every show with the family discussion topic and other ways of doing it. Leave us 6 comments or leave us those comments. We'll pick 6 of them to go on to the next show. But moving from there, from Curt's favorite segment to everybody's favorite segment, and that is the Dessert with your man Curt. What you got for us today, Curt?
Dessert with your man Curt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Go over to Delightful Bites 8 over on Facebook.com. If you don't do the Facebook thing, you can email her directly at delightfulbites18@gmail.com or go over to her TikTok or Instagram pages if you want to just drool all over yourself with those delicious cookies and desserts that she have over there. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Hey, it's a kind of we talked about this a little while ago, but how good of a deal that the DJ Chark deal was for the Lions. But analysts are calling the Chark signing one of the top 5 bargain signings in free agency as a whole. That Wynn loved the Chark signing by Detroit. He says not really a surprise given how many analysts out there loved its fit and value. Jeremy Reisman of Proud of Detroit pointed out that former Jacksonville Jaguar was a high character player who was exactly what they are looking for. Right after the signing back on March 15th, Bleacher Reports Gary Davenport called the deal a steal for Detroit and general manager Brad Holmes. One of the best signings of free agency so far, a no-risk, below-market deal that could pay off in a big way. Football Outsiders Mike Tannier felt that Chark was a solid, and I mean solid, acquisition. Man, you look at this guy, you're talking about high character, family values. He's bringing his wife and his daughter to the presser, and the guy talks about family all the time. And you look at him, I think he's one of those guys. He's ready to go ahead and redeem himself and rejuvenate his career in Detroit. And for the contract we got him for, we talked about it a little bit ago how that Christian Kirk deal really turned the wide receiver market contracts upside down. We were able to get a player of his caliber for a low price. So it was definitely a good deal for the Lions. And shout out to Brad Holmes and Disnernomics, Mike Disner, for go ahead and making that deal, because you know, people say 1 year, $10 million. No, it's only $10 million if he gets cut. He gets that
Right.
$4 million for 1 year with 2 voidable years to stretch out that signing bonus that will make it that'll make it up to $12 million. So you look at it, I'm with it. You know, he's gonna get some signing bonuses. He get those, you know, some of those pay incentives to go onto that contract if he plays well, and I hope he does. You know, so I hope he plays well. So that means that we are, you know, moving forward and progressing with this team, and you know, and we still want some prove it deals, and we're still in that. We're getting what we want, not who we want, but we're sprinkling in some of the who we want. You know, I talked about this the other day with Aline McNeil, Panay Sewell, you know, St. Brown. Those are guys that that's who we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So we got some who we want sprinkled in with some what we want. So, and that just goes along with that. But that's your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Now it's time to take that walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we have Detroit Drew in that wall of fame for the Bronze Members. Man, you know how we do it. Shout out to my man over there, Detroit Drew, hanging out over there at Woodward Sports, doing his Pistons thing over there. You got Jimbo G, you got Sage, Sarat Roberts, you know, Shano the Insano, and Doug Prince 72, along with the king of everything and the Everything King. And, you know, my man LL shouted him out earlier, Smoking Jeremy B, Jeremy Barrick over there doing big things at Kneecap Bitings with Smoking Jeremy B. So check him out over there on Facebook. Silver members, we got my man Batman of the 313, Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, baguettes and all that, Henry Wallace, Nomis J, and Go Lions. And the Go members, we have Michael Huck, Larry McQuiston, the Tornado, the Inspiration of Tennessee Burley. We got Miles Gibbs, North and Ken, just in the D, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that Join Now button down in the description. All right, now it's time for final thoughts. What you got, my man LL, for your final thoughts for today's show?
Well, final thoughts. Leave people alone. You never know how they're gonna react. Have a great Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not even comment on that. I know where you're going with it. The draft is coming up soon. It's rapidly approaching. We about to get into the month of April, draft month. So yeah, it's right around the corner, man. So all the this is and that's and all the scenarios, all that, we're gonna put them all to rest. And it's gonna be draft day. Some of us might be right, some of us might be wrong, some of us may be shocked. I mean, hey, who knows, man? I'm ready though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for today's show, man, I'm just kind of, you know, congratulations to Jarrad Davis for coming back to Detroit, man. You know, and one of the biggest things he said was culture. You taking that shot at, you know, that fat Trisha saying that the locker room didn't have a lot of camaraderie in it, and you can have that when you have poor leadership. You do have poor camaraderie in the locker rooms a lot of times, but he wanted to come back to the place that raised him. You know, he was excited, and I think that Dan Campbell is excited as well, because this is one of the guys that he wanted for this team. He knows how he will fit along with Aaron Glenn in his defense. So I'm thinking there's going to be, you know, a good, you know, thing where, you know, we can get some good play out of Jarrad Davis, because he was, you know, that rookie year he had with under Austin, with under Austin was good, and he showed promise, and all of a sudden, you know, it just dropped off, and because of coaching and not being put in the best position to succeed. So, you know, but again, shout out to those people, to the Mike Disner, Jarrad Davis, and all those guys for making that happen, and him coming back to Detroit. Now, everything ain't funny. We ain't gonna get in the name call what happened, but you know, you have to be mindful of people and what situations are and what's going on with them, and be respectful. You know, respect goes a long ways, because you never know that one day someone gonna wake up and choose violence over being docile.
Knock the hell out you.
Every day is different for everybody. Some days you go wake up and choose violence. Yesterday was that day for somebody. So that's what's going on with that, man. But be mindful, be careful, love one another, and show respect for one another. Definitely. Hey, man, it's Monday. The grind starts today, man. You know, we're on that Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule again. we will pick up with the, we're going to start doing our draft coverage on Wednesday. We're going to start, doing that stuff. Free agency is pretty much settling down. So we're going to start looking at who we're going to have for our top 3 picks for the NFL draft. So we're going to do our mini top 3 picks for the Lions on the next show. So that's what we're going to, talk about what we're going to do. We're going to give LL number 2. I'm going to take 32 and Coach Mike going to take number 34. So that's what we're going to do on our next show. And we're going to go ahead and do that first 2 rounds of the draft for you guys right here on the show, so you can get what we've, who we're thinking about picking up in an upcoming draft. So we're going to break that thing down and have some fun on Wednesday, man. But, we love you right here on the show, but you know what you guys do for your boy, right? No napkin, no crumbs off your face. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.